Chris Tucker that we got now is Epstein Island Chris Tucker, not Smokey.
Have you ever pondered the mystery surrounding Chris Tucker's absence from the big screen lately? It's as if he simply vanished from Hollywood when he was at the peak of his career, especially with Rush Hour smashing records. One moment he's everywhere, breaking ground, and then suddenly he's gone. It's highly unusual for a major movie star like him to just step away from Hollywood like that, but that's precisely what happened. Cat Williams has a theory. He believes Tucker delved too deeply into the murky side of showbiz, encountering things he couldn't handle. It's almost as if he was pushed out. In Hollywood, falling out of favor can be a death sentence for a career, and Cat believes that's precisely what happened to Chris. He suggests that Chris was exploited and then discarded once he was no longer useful. Surprisingly, Tucker's connection to Epstein Island adds fuel to the speculation. Yes, Chris Tucker was somehow involved, sparking widespread discussion. While some may doubt Cat Williams' story due to his controversial nature, there's a kernel of truth to his claims. Reports about Tucker's associations with prominent figures like Epstein have circulated, and Tucker himself has confirmed them. It's astonishing to think that someone like Tucker, known for his comedic brilliance and starring roles, could be embroiled in such scandalous affairs. But why does it matter? Well, being linked to Epstein's scandal is a stain on one's reputation that's hard to shake off. It leaves one wondering what truly transpired behind the glitzy facade of Hollywood. When you think of Chris Tucker, you likely recall his iconic roles in Rush Hour or his uproarious stand-up comedy. He was ubiquitous, but then, seemingly out of nowhere, he disappeared. People wondered why someone with such immense talent would suddenly bail. Some speculated that he had amassed enough wealth already, but Williams suggested there's more to the story. As it turns out, Tucker came to realize that Hollywood wasn't what he had imagined. Being at the top exposed him to unsavory realities, prompting him to make the decision to leave. Chris Tucker's journey from stand-up comedy to Hollywood stardom was akin to a roller coaster ride. It all began with his clean and witty humor on Da Comedy Jam in '92. His film debut in House Party 3 marked the beginning of his ascent. Hailing from Atlanta, Tucker, with his 2 sisters and 3 brothers, knew how to keep the laughs coming. From hosting talent shows to trying his hand at stand-up comedy, he was determined to make it big. At just 19, he packed his bags and headed to Los Angeles, ready to kickstart his comedy career. And boy, did he ever hit the ground running. Tucker quickly became a sensation on the comedy circuit, appearing on Def Comedy Jam and rubbing shoulders with legends like Bernie Mac. Then came his breakthrough role in Ice Cube's Friday, where he portrayed the unforgettable Smokey. The film's success catapulted him into the spotlight, earning him accolades and nominations. He also made waves in the music industry, appearing in music videos for heavyweights like Dr. Dre, Tupac, and Maze. However, it was his portrayal of Smokey that truly showcased his talent. Director Gary Gray recognized Tucker's potential and, despite an average audition, saw in him the ability to bring Smokey to life like no one else could. The rest, as they say, is history. Tucker's career continued to soar with roles in blockbuster hits like The Fifth Element and Jackie Brown. However, it was his partnership with Jackie Chan in the Rush Hour franchise that cemented his status as a bona fide star. The trilogy was a massive success, earning Tucker hefty paychecks and widespread acclaim. Yet, despite his meteoric rise, Tucker seemed to vanish from the limelight after Rush Hour 3. Since then, he's only made sporadic appearances in films like Silver Linings Playbook and Billy Lynn's Long Halftime Walk. It begs the question, what happened to Chris Tucker? Well, it seems Tucker was playing the long game, choosing to step away from the industry to navigate the complexities of fame and fortune on his own terms. The way I kind of stepped back from Hollywood at one point, being the highest paid in Wood, but I felt like it was a ceiling right there, and I wanted more. It wasn't enough, so I stepped back, lived a little bit. Traveled the world and did a lot of humanitarian stuff that really broadened my perspective for the world, that it ain't just about me being the biggest comic or actor in the world. It's about becoming somebody to give to the world, inspire in some kind of way. Ever wondered why Chris Tucker isn't seen much in movies these days? It's like he vanished from Hollywood at the height of his career, especially with Rush Hour breaking records. He was particular about his roles, outright rejecting parts in films like Any Given Sunday, Lethal Weapon 4, and Django Unchained. Brett Ratner, The director of Rush Hour once spilled the beans, estimating that Chris turned down nearly $100 million worth of gigs. And guess what? Chris confirmed it himself, stating that he prioritized great experiences over stacking cash. While Chris Tucker was killing it in the Rush Hour movies, making big bucks, and living the high life, he had an epiphany. In an interview with My Classics ATL, Chris revealed why he stepped out of the spotlight. Despite being the highest-paid actor in Tinseltown, he felt like he hit a ceiling. He craved something deeper than just fame and fortune. So he took a step back, did some soul-searching, traveled the world, and engaged in humanitarian work. Don't get it twisted, Chris isn't hurting for cash. According to Celebrity Net Worth, he made a cool $50 million from Rush Hour alone. Chris Tucker shook things up in Hollywood, but not without challenges. He felt stuck in the same old roles and didn't see past his skin color. Hollywood kept offering him stereotypical parts, trying to pigeonhole him. Despite making a few cameos, fans wondered if he'd make a comeback or lost his touch. However, Tucker was playing a risky game in a tough industry. He wasn't feeling fulfilled. Hollywood had him feeling boxed in. So he made a bold move and stepped back, prioritizing his autonomy over chasing fame and fortune. Hollywood's lack of diversity and refusal to adapt to the times frustrated talented artists like Tucker. It felt like they were stuck in the past, offering the same old scripts. Tucker faced financial ups and downs, from splurging on a fancy mansion to dealing with unpaid taxes. Cat Williams hinted at darker forces behind Tucker's departure, suggesting a connection to Jeffrey Epstein. While Tucker denied setting foot on Epstein's island, speculations lingered. The truth gradually emerged, revealing a scandal that shook the industry to its core. Over 170 big shots, including celebrities and politicians, were named in connection to Epstein's operations. Tucker's involvement remained murky, with fans divided over Cat Williams' claims. Some defended Tucker, emphasizing his humanitarian work and denying any shady connections. Despite the controversies, Tucker is back in action, hitting the big screen in a new movie called Air, showcasing his acting skills after a 7-year hiatus. Here's another aspect. I'm keeping busy, so when people mention my absence from the big screen, I'm like, okay, I suppose it's been a while. Chris, on the other hand, has been incredibly active, involved in various projects spanning different time zones and dedicating serious effort to humanitarian causes worldwide. Talk about a jam-packed schedule. And here's the kicker. Chris isn't just jet-setting for leisure. He's actively participating in diverse events to broaden his knowledge, not just to cash in as a speaker. But what's truly intriguing is Tucker's desire for more than just a career-focused existence. He's all about leading a well-rounded life, partly because it enhances his abilities as an actor. I think it's beneficial when you can step away and have a life beyond the business, he expressed. Art imitates life, so you need a full life to produce great work.
I kind of stepped back from Hollywood at one point, being the highest paid actor in Hollywood. Yeah. But I felt like, it was a ceiling right there, and I wanted more. It wasn't enough. Right. So I stepped back, lived a little bit, traveled the world, and did a lot of humanitarian stuff that really broadened my perspective for the world. That, it ain't just about me being the biggest comic actor in the world. It's about, becoming somebody to give to the world, inspire in some kind.
Despite Tucker enjoying the high life with luxury cars and private jets, he realized he yearned for something deeper from his acting roles. I knew I didn't want to just chase money-making movies that lacked substance. I knew that wouldn't bring me happiness, he revealed to GQ. I reached a point where I wanted to focus solely on meaningful roles, but they weren't coming my way. So I decided to travel, experience life, instead of waiting for those opportunities. What truly ignites Tucker's passion for acting? Genuine collaboration and the freedom to infuse his creativity into the script. And with Air, he hit the jackpot. The movie wasn't just another project, it was a profound exploration of his character, Howard White, a Nike executive he intimately knew from his global adventures. Rumor has it, Tucker even took the reins on his character's lines, shaping them to perfection. Reflecting back to 2001, Tucker was already feeling the urge to be discerning with his roles. I was bombarded with all sorts of crazy offers. Every stereotype of roles for a black actor was thrown at me, and I declined them all, he recounted. To be honest, I couldn't find anything worthwhile. So I took the time to search my soul and mature. I'm young, with plenty of time for movies, but I didn't want to rush into any project just for the sake of it. I wanted to enjoy what I did,